But anyway, I hope you guys are doing pretty nice. So far, mayonnaise and King Shard are the only ones able to be joining the chat today, which is interesting. But I hope you all are doing pretty nice so far. It is a nice Monday, I guess. I have no idea what else to say other than it's a pretty nice Monday. So it's cool, I see. Anyway, I haven't watched it in like a year, so it's really cool seeing everything new as well, which is nice. Hope you're doing pretty nice so far, well. Anyway, so far we're, since you haven't watched it in like a year, a little bit of a recap. Season 6 is unfortunately dead, so we're now in Season 8 because Season 7 lasted for like 3 days until we freaking like died to an Enderman, so that's lovely. So anyway, we're on Season 8 now. We have a lot of rocks we need to excavate out of like the spawn region, so that's what we're gonna be doing for a little bit. And yeah, I'm gonna hope that I'm not gonna lose my mind while doing all of that. So yeah, we'll see how things go. I mean, Nate says what? Yeah, I have no idea what the hell is King Shark trying to say, because I literally have no idea. Yeah, rest in peace, Season 6. But it is all good because we're making some pretty good progress on Season 8. Not 7 or 8. God damn it. We're making good progress so far, so hopefully we're gonna keep up with that progress and, yeah, not die immediately. So anyway, we have a lot of rocks we need to clear out, so we're gonna go... I can't speak properly. We're gonna do a lot of excavation stuff for around spawn here. Yeah, we don't ask about Season 7, even though the ! Death command is the recent death clip for Season 7. I should probably instead replace it with the Season 6 death, but it's whatever. What, didn't you have like diamond armor? I did have diamond armor. The problem is that the armor was not enchanted, and as a result, apparently I mean, actually it's not apparently, I already figured it out like a long time ago, but I freaking forgot because I'm an idiot. But like, if you wear just only diamond armor, that's just not enough for you to be protected against like any deadly mobs. You need to make sure they're all enchanted. And as a result, it's just basically almost the same protection as wearing just full iron armor with a little bit of enchants or whatnot. AKA, it's not going to be that strong, and as a result of that, we lost that hardcore world. But it doesn't matter, because we're on Season 8. We're on Season 8, and I don't care about that. So we're going to go and do a lot of mining stuff now. We have nothing to do but destroy a crap ton of stone today. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be a very fun mining session for us. So hopefully nothing is going to go horribly, horribly wrong. Unless it does go horribly, horribly wrong, then yeah, I have no idea how this is going to go, I guess. So we'll see how things would go, maybe. I hope. So anyway, I have no idea how we're going to organize this stone excavation. So we're just going to do erratic like mining all over the place. And I mean, the amount of stone that's like generated around like forest biomes like this, because this is originally a forest biome, if you cannot tell already. So far, like the way that like the stone is also kind of generated alongside the dirt is very, I guess the word is scattered. There's a lot of like sort of areas where like the dirt some like dirt blocks and other materials are like intertwining with the stone, so it's very inconsistent, I would say, in terms of like how the stone is sort of generated. So that's going to be a bit of a, I don't know if that's going to be an issue, but it's going to be a really wacky I mean, it's going to be very unsatisfying after a while. Because imagine like digging out like a nice sort of area that's full of stone, and then you find like a nice big blob of dirt or gravel, and you're like, bruh. We'll see how things go. Maybe messy, yeah. I think messy is a good word to describe it well. It's a bit messy, but I think that's kind of what like natural generation would have to be anyway. It's always messy. I mean, there should be some sort of consistency, but I guess this is consistent, question mark. I have no idea. Anyway, enough of me trying to be like smart about like geology and like how like the world's geography should be looking like in a Minecraft block game. But anyway, let's do some more hardcore stuff, which is basically not us just doing nothing but mining, because we have this entire spawn area-ish to like clear out. The plan is to, I really should probably put like a freaking project command if you want to keep explaining what the, what sort of like build. Is this even a build? It's not really much of a build, it's mainly just me excavating like a perimeter. But like pretty much like at TLDR, it's basically we're gonna try and like mine off like all the terrain down to sea level, which is Y63 around these dirt sort of perimeter things that I put up earlier. And hopefully nothing is going to go horribly, horribly wrong. If something does go horribly, horribly wrong, then I will cry and suffer, I guess. Because I have no idea what to do after that fact. I mean, I would probably just figure out something else. I probably would do something else instead, but like I'll be sad if it just looks horrible, but who knows. Probably would not look horrible anyway. I like having to work on like artificially flat areas for some reason. I just like doing that. Did I accidentally throw out some like coal blocks? God, my stomach's trying to explode today. I'm actually going to try and conserve as much of the ores that I find, because we're going to try and like not utilize, but just trying to maximize the amount of like coal blocks or coal ore blocks and iron blocks we find here, because we're still broke. We can still like smelt the iron or use fortune on the iron, and also the coal as well, so that way we have a good supply of fuel in case we need to, you know, smelt crap and all that stuff. So it'll be ideal that we keep those materials and not throw them away like an idiot. If something did go horribly wrong, it would be funny. If I suddenly lost this hardcore world because I'm like very incompetent, that'll be very funny. I missed the new intro. No, rest in peace to those who are like late to the stream. I'm kidding. It's not really too late. I mean, you can look at the VOD right now. I guess like this is a pro tip to those who have never really used Twitch like quite often, or haven't been on Twitch quite often, is that you can actually like see the past broadcast, similar to like, you know, like YouTube's DVR or sort of like feature where you're able to scroll back. Technically, Twitch has that, but it's not baked into the actual live stream itself. But if you go to the videos page where all the VODs are, you can theoretically go back to the beginning of the beginning of the stream and such, and just scroll and see the new intro, which is something that I would say is actually a benefit or actually a plus compared to like YouTube, because there's like, how do I describe it? Because even though YouTube has like a built-in like DVR thing where you're gonna be able to scroll back into previous moments of the stream, if the streamer, for instance, wants to like say, hey, frick you, I'm not gonna like allow you to like scroll back to the stream and stuff like that, you cannot still see it. Like you can still see the back of it even if Twitch has that sort of feature. So it's just I guess you can also disable VODs and whatnot, so just ignore whatever I just said. Whatever, my brain's gonna die today. But I kind of like Twitch having, or like maintaining that sort of thing. I feel like it was unintended, but at the same time, I guess it makes sense in like a video processing standpoint. It would be kind of stupid if they like reintroduced it so that way whenever you're streaming, the VOD of the stream would just be privated or something like that until you finish the stream. That'll be stupid. So, kind of glad that Twitch is somehow allowing this, I guess. But basically, that kind of works around that sort of like minutes scroll past or scroll back sort of feature that they are slowly adding. Like, I kind of already knew about this sort of like hidden feature where you're able to like scroll past like hours in like a stream without having to worry about stuff. But anyway, cool tip for you guys if you're watching on Twitch. So that way you can see the new intro, which I spend probably way too much time on. Actually, yeah, that intro is probably way too much effort for like a stream intro. Honestly, I should honestly just not spend so much effort on a stream intro. But I like making a lot of like effortful intros sometimes. Alright, anyway. You can use MPV and it buffers the past 15 minutes? Sometimes I want to like see what happened like an hour before, and that kind of defeats the purpose anyway. So like if I want to see what happened in like the beginning of the stream while a stream is going live, then I would just do that instead. I mean, there probably would be some other third-party plugins that will do the job a little bit better, but yeah, I think like just watching it from like Twitch's player is actually not too bad either. Like, it's not great. The Twitch video player isn't amazing compared to like say YouTube's and stuff like that, but it's like it's still functional. It's not like completely broken, unlike other platforms. But yeah, I'm impressed by your breath control and the ability to talk for a while. Am I like talking quite often? And I haven't really noticed that whatsoever. It's probably because I'm able to like breathe in between like sentences very efficiently or something. I don't know, because I don't really I don't really know if I have very good breath control in my opinion. I remember like speaking for like long periods of time, and I can audibly hear myself like breathe in like a lot because I just cannot do proper breath control, I guess. I have no idea. Maybe it's the way that I like speak. I have no idea. Alright, throw away the gravel here. I mean, so far, compared to like dirt mining, this is very like straightforward, I guess, in terms of like excavating. All the stone is pretty much like easy to remove. I mean, then again, we're using haste too, so we might have to move the beacon a little bit because I feel like it's not going to be in range towards the left portions of that part over there, so that might be a bit of an issue for us to worry about. But overall, it's not too bad. Until I jinx it and it becomes very, very bad or something. There we go. Excavate these areas. God, I really need to find a better way of like collecting stuff without dealing with gravel. Okay, let me just quickly grab all this coal, because I'm already storing the coal anyway. Dang, that's a lot of coal. Alright, there we go. Just fill in this, because that's already below sea level. So much freaking gravel. It'll be useful to keep the gravel for, like, concrete, but also at the same time, I'm just gonna yeet a freaking biome that has full of gravel. So it doesn't really matter that much to me. So, yeah, it can just die. Alright, let's mine through over here. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna hope this is gonna work fine for us, unless it isn't, then I'm gonna cry. Mine away all the stone, and hopefully it's not gonna look too whack in some places. I have no idea what else to commentate anymore. I'm just gonna let the music do its own thing. Like this week it's supposed to be like the due date, or not really my due date, but like sort of like the day I was like targeting for like releasing the new sort of like stream overlays. But that's still a bit of a pain in the butt to like get sorted out, so it's not able to be like utilized for today's stream. But there are a lot of elements, including the new stream intro, have already been like added or implemented to the stream, so I'm gonna hope nothing goes horribly wrong. There's a lot of like technical stuff that I've managed to optimize in the background that will be useful for like the upcoming stream overlay, so hopefully nothing is gonna go terrible out of that. How you doing, by the way, Razor? Hope you're doing pretty nice, by the way, mate. But yeah, everything should be pretty much smooth sailing as far as I know. But I really would love to use the new overlays that I'm working on, because it just looks way better. I mean, not just way better, but it's also gonna make like all these grindy mining streams like so much more like durable to like enjoy. But yeah, that's just taking its sweet time to work on. There's so much overlay stuff and like animation stuff on OBS that I need to sort out, so that's fun to deal with. How you doing, by the way, Andy? Yeah, the intro is fire. How you make that moving projected text is a thing called After Effects. That I've been using for well over like 3 years, or well over 5 years, I think. Because I've been using Adobe's products for way longer than I would remember, actually. So like, I mean, that's pretty much like the de facto sort of like way of like getting that sort of motion tracking text anyway. Hopefully it actually looks nice, because I had so much trouble getting that thing to work properly. It was such a pain, but it looked really good. Hopefully, unless like some sort of visual artist or visual effects artist just looks closely and realizes, some of these numbers seem very out of like a little bit too warped, don't you think, or something like that, and then I'm just gonna be like in a fit of panic. But for the most part, it looks really good. I hope. Anyway, that took way too much time. And I don't even know if it's even going to be worth it, honestly. I mean, the intro is shorter, so that way you guys don't have to wait so long for me to start the stream, which is a plus side, I guess. The bad side is that the stream intro is shorter, and I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or not. It probably is a good thing, because at least I'll be able to do more streaming stuff. The overlap VODs and clips thingy looks really good as well, which I'm pretty happy about, because that was also a pain in the arse to deal with. I think, yeah, overall it was fine, except the last scene, because I couldn't get that camera zoom-in timing right for some reason. I mean, overall it was actually really good. I hope. I mean, then again, it's all down to subjectivity. Anyway, how are you doing, by the way, 𝗦cije𝗰𝗶𝗹, if that's how to pronounce your name? Hope you're doing pretty nice so far, Dom. I'm not sure if that's how to pronounce your name, though, so apologies if I butchered it. But hope you're doing pretty nice so far, mate. I should really probably do like some sort of like behind the scenes thing of making all of the stream intros, Because I think since, like, I think the beginning of Season 6, I think it was, like, a few days after, like, Season 6 was made, I basically had the habit of making these, like, timer stream intros. It was actually mainly because I was, like, what's the word? Like, I was, like, kind of, like, reminded, or not reminded. Like, I looked back to, like, some old streams I did in 2017, and I used to have, like, a timer. Or it's, like, some sort of, like, montage timer that I used to make to, like, signify that I'm about to start stream and stuff like that. And I don't really like having that sort of timer thing, just to like, tell people when I'm exactly starting. Also, I used to follow you on my old account, so that's interesting, Dom. I'm not too sure which account you're talking about, though, so I can try and remember it. But so far, like, the stream intro thing just evolved into whatever amalgamation that I made for, like, today's stream. And perhaps, like, future streams anyway. Because I want to keep it for quite some time anyway. It's a pretty nice intro. I mean, with the amount of hours I've spent on it, I should better keep using that intro, I swear to God. Anyway. But yeah, it looks nice. Definitely the production value has, like, increased compared to, like, all of the other intros, though. Get rid of all this copper here. I mean, copper is just copper. Good for building blocks, but like nothing else too much, unfortunately. Maybe for lightning rods, though. That would actually be very useful for wooden builds. Alright, go over here. I still have yet to, excuse me, I still have yet to experiment whether putting a lightning rod next to, like, a bunch of creepers from, like, a farm or something like that would actually be more efficient at, like, giving you charge creepers compared to, like, just going around with a channeling trident all the time. But then again, why wouldn't you, like, just channel trident, like, a bunch of creepers instead? Also, are we, like, actually, like, not, like, shuffling through the playlist? Because I've been listening to the same, like, few tracks. Not the same tracks, but, like, the same, like, bunch of tracks or movements of tracks. So I just wanted to make a little bit of variety. Also, stay hydrated. Thank you very much, Paul. Also, hi, Misty. Oh, stay hydrated. You guys can't even hear me sip that much, but it's a really nice, sort of straw bottle thing. Anyway, stay hydrated, ladies and gentlemen. Theoretically, I could actually have, like, the desktop or, like, shoulder, like, overhead cam thing back again. Not much of, like a desk mat sort of cam, but, like, some sort of, like, shoulder cam of some kind. Because I have my camera actually right next to me. It's just that I'm too lazy to set the camera feed up again. But who knows, maybe next week we'll get that up. Because I kind of like that look from, like, all the subathon streams I did last year, so definitely would want to bring that back just for the sake of, like, you know, adding additional content to look at. I don't know if, like, an overhand, like, desktop cam, like, you've seen, like, the people with, like, you know, like, keyboard and mouse cams and all that stuff. I don't know if I would want to go for that route when it comes to, like, having, like, an actual camera without showing my face and all that stuff. I don't know if that's really good or really, like, enjoyable to look at. It actually might be useful for some cases, but yeah, I'm not too sure about other cases. Anyway. Welcome to me just, like, asking for feedback about production stuff for streams. Or future streams, I guess. Definitely not because I'm bored and I have nothing else better to talk about. Because I'm a lazy idiot. Or pretty much I'm not a very social idiot. I'm not really a social person. So I can't just make, I cannot just make some random topics like, oh, what, I like shopping in this place, because I actually don't do a lot of, like, fashion shopping or anything like that. I remember, like, going to, like, a lot of other people's streams, especially those who are, like, mainly extroverted, and they always just talk about, like, stuff that I just don't really have a huge amount of relatability to, because I just don't care too much, like fashion and, like, cars and, like, other stuff. Like, I'm like geeky, so I'm able to, like, have, like, an interest in some things, but, like, a lot of, like, broad things like shopping and stuff like that and fashion, it's just something that I never really, like, cared too much about. I think my fashion tastes are kind of whack, actually, because I actually have, like, I usually just wear nothing but blue for whatever reason, because I just have that as available clothing. Again, I'm just very lazy at, like, wearing clothes and shopping and stuff like that. I mean, I do shop stuff, but not really, like, fashion stuff that people always keep talking about. Like, oh my gosh, I was always wanting to, like, get this dress or, like, this amazing pair of pants, but it was so expensive. I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. I bought these, like, pretty nice pants, I think from, like, H&M maybe. I don't know what they are, but they're also too tight, so I might not wear them at all. And that's how I usually do conversations with people, in a nutshell. I just throw in these things, and then they just ignore me because they knew that I'm just an awkward piece of shite. I'm kidding. Most of the time I actually would be able to, like, talk to people pretty well, but, this is the sort of situation that I have to, like, deal with all the time. I just don't know how to do proper conversations like this. Because I don't really have much relatability, like, in that sort of field, and I mean, I don't know, honestly. Maybe I can make stuff on the spot, or maybe I have, like, some sort of relatability thing, but pretty much I'm just usually just stranded alone with a lot of, like, people's conversations. I remember, like, in PAX, there was, like, a lot of, like, inside conversations, or some sort of, not really, it's similar to, like, inside jokes, where people know what the topics are about, like, in their head, but when an outsider chimes in, you just have no idea. And that's pretty much me in terms of, like, social, like, contact, in a nutshell. It's just a lot of people, like, have these sort of inside conversations that know easily what the topic is, and I'm just like, yeah, I have no idea what to talk about. And even if I try and chime in, it's probably a topic that I have absolutely no knowledge about, and it just gets awkward when I try and bring it up, and then I just have nothing to say about it, and it's just pain. It's just pain. Welcome to FoxBoy ranting about socializing in public, or socializing with people in general, where I try and, like, explain my struggles. I'm out of ideas of what to talk about. This is basically my entire stream in a nutshell to those who are new. I'm just babbling about random stuff now. Anyway, 𝗦chị𝗰𝗶 or 𝗦chị𝗰𝗶? I don't know which is the right pronunciation. Sorry for your name, but hope you're doing pretty nice so far. 𝗦chị𝗰𝗶 or 𝗦chị𝗰𝗶. Sorry if I butchered it completely. But hope you're doing pretty nice so far still, mate. Alright. Is our distance pretty far? I think over here is actually pretty far, so, interesting. Anyway, enough about ranting about social stuff. What other things can I rant about? Considering the chat is pretty much dead, and I also have just nothing but myself to talk about, I guess. God, there really isn't that much stuff to really talk. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I could try and talk about, but I don't know if any of you guys are interested at all. Like, I feel like I can babble on about, like, I feel like what I should do is probably, like, get a hat. Or some sort of, like, prop hat, like a top hat used for, like, a prop or something like that. Fill it with, like, a bunch of, like, random video topic ideas that I just, like, not make up on the spot, but, like, I just have these weird clouds of, like, things to talk about into, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's basically, like, it's like shower thoughts, I guess. Like, if you ever, like, went to the shower and then you had, like, a good idea that just suddenly popped out of nowhere. It's like that, but with conversation ideas or topics to just suddenly rant or talk about, I guess. I don't know how to describe. It's like brainstorming stuff in, like, very wacky places, I guess. I kind of want to just grab a hat, put those ideas into, like, the hat, and just randomly pick one if I have absolutely no idea what to talk about. And there's so much dead air in the stream. And I just don't want to focus on just being chill all the time, I guess. I mean, I like to be chill most of the time. But when it just feels super awkwardly quiet, I kind of want to fill it in, excuse me, with, like, some sort of, like, talking points, maybe. But, yeah, I'm not too sure I'm great when it comes to that, but who knows. 𝗦chị𝗰𝗶, how you doing, by the way, 𝗦chị𝗰𝗶? Did that pronounce your name? Hope you're doing pretty nice so far, though, mate. Welcome to the Fox Army. Apologies in advance if I completely butcher a lot of people's pronunciations, or people's name pronunciations, because I'm usually not a great pronouncer of, like, a lot of, like, different types of names, but hope you're doing pretty nice so far, 𝗦chị𝗰𝗶. Oh, I hope that's how to pronounce your name. Good at all the pronunciation, my freaking mouth not working properly sometimes. Throw these out of here. Is the reason why I'm very talkative all of a sudden is that I just finished drinking my coffee? I don't know, because I always do that, like, in previous, like, times when I go live, so why am I suddenly have, like, this huge burst of energy? I'm so confused. I'm good. How want you? I mean, I'm also doing good if you're asking if I'm doing pretty nice as well. I'm not sure if you're, like, pronouncing your name as 𝗦chị𝗰𝗶 is correct, but yeah, I hope your day's also been doing pretty nice. Actually, no, your day's also doing pretty nice. Here comes the social awkwardness again coming in clutch right now. Oh boy, gotta love dealing with that. But yeah, glad to hear you're doing pretty well so far, 𝗦chị𝗰𝗶. Alright, I should probably mine the back side of these areas first before I continue on, because I've been just doing nothing but mining next to the shoreline. So we'll do some extra mining around through here as well, just to even things a little bit. Yep, looking pretty good. Alright, what other random thought ideas do I have? I almost ran out, I think, or mainly ran out because my brain is now just completely empty. Anyway, how you doing, by the way, David Underblunt? Welcome back, David. Hope you're doing pretty nice so far. Let me just quickly get some sleep. Yeah, they're really... What other random-ass topic do I usually want to talk... I mean, I feel like it's like a double-edged sword if I just randomly throw in, like, a topic out of nowhere as the chat gets kind of quiet. Also, how you doing, by the way, Christ Beer? Like... Yeah, there's sort of like social awkwardness as well that like if I just start talking about like a certain topic or a random topic out of my head, people that are just joining the stream would have no idea what the heck am I talking about, and also ask me what are you talking about and all that stuff, and then also probably chime in with their own topics that are kind of irrelevant. It's I don't know how to really get through with all that, so that's gonna be lovely, I guess. So much surface lapis as well, which is pretty nice to see. Again, makes sense for like the mid game. So yeah, what other things can I talk about as the air just gets a little bit more quiet-ish? Gosh, there really isn't that much really like sort of like trivial stuff that I want to talk about, I guess. Maybe it's because I'm just a very simple person. I just don't really have a lot of things to really talk about. How was your weekend, mate? It's not too bad, I would say. Productive, I would say, I think in general. Yeah, like small talk topics like that, like how was my day and all that stuff, don't really go well with me. Because, again, I'm like mainly a social introvert sort of guy. I prefer like very in-depth conversations, but I also don't like talking too much, which is ironic. Because you need to talk a lot for like a lot of in-depth conversations. But like when it comes to like shallowish, like small talk conversations or topics, it's very, again, as an introvert, it's very hard for me to like sort that out. I mean, it's not about sorting them out. It's really like, it's meant to be filler conversation, because that's what small talk is about. It's just about like, oh, I want to add something in just to make sure it doesn't get too awkward. But as a result, for me, it just gets a little bit more awkward, because it's like, yeah, my day is not that bad. Nothing too extravagant. I don't know what else to say, honestly. Like, if I try and go in depth about my very mediocre day, I don't know if that will be interesting to you or not. I don't think it's actually going to be very interesting at all for you to enjoy listening to, so it's just not really a worthy conversation, you know? Anyway, here, I'm just basically an introvert who's ranting about, like, the life as being an introvert. It's just whack. Then again, I don't think most introverts are similar to that, actually. Some introverts are actually much more different. Anyway, I'm just rambling. I'm just rambling around random stuff because I have no idea what else to talk about. And that's just a nutshell about what my streams are, basically. If I'm just doing nothing but grindy stuff like this, where I have to like excavate a crap ton of stone, and I just need to make up some random topics, or like trying to fill in some dead air in the stream, I just say some random bull crap. And 9% of the time it kind of works. Foxboy says, do you watch Megan? It's a horror movie. Not that I know of, because I don't think I've ever heard of Megan before. Like, at all. So yeah, that's kind of like all I can really say about it, so unfortunately I don't think I've really watched it at all. I also need to add so much mending to all of these. Oh, that's painful. I'll live with it, I guess, but yeah, that's something to deal with, I guess, so that's great. Okay, let's grab this boy, because I want to make sure that I keep using Silk Touch as much as possible. The biggest issue I have right now is that there's so much, like, normal pickaxes and a lot of fortune pickaxes, which is not ideal. I would want to, like, get a crap ton of Silk Touch. I do have a Silk Touch villager, and I could trade with him to get a lot of Silk Touch, but, yeah, we also need a lot of emeralds, which I don't have, so, lovely. Do you watch horror, then, in general? I need efficiency 5 for this? For like instant mining blocks? You're gonna be freaking kidding me. Okay, we're going straight to the end a little bit, because we need to get ourselves some actual useful stuff. Do I actually have any like pickaxes here that I can utilize? Because I remember like seeing a couple of things that might be useful. We have this mending pickaxe, this efficiency 4 with fortune 2, which I don't care about. So anyway, we're gonna go back to the end real quick because we are basically kind of stuffed in terms of like not being able to mine instantly. So gonna quickly enchant these armor bits real quick and probably repair the pickaxe that I have because this already has mending while I'm at it. So yeah, let's go quickly to the end real quick, I guess. Go on my nose. So do I usually watch horror? I'm not a big fan of like a lot of horror films, but I think the majority of horror films are really just like, really just trying to make you tense, if you know what I mean. Like way too tense for like to make it comfortable and stuff like that. There is certain types of horror that I like that isn't like always just tense and all that stuff. It could be very gory or like very like appalling in some ways, but that's actually something I just don't care too much about. Like, I know, like, some people are actually very sensitive to, like, to disfigure limbs and, like, blood and all that stuff, but surprisingly, I'm not too fazed about it unless it's extremely gruesome. Like, I don't want to really go through too much detail without making it very, very whack for people to, suddenly research in the later on or whatever like that, but for, like, I'm trying to, like, think of, like, some good examples of, like, horror that actually would be able to endure, like, for whatever reason, I'm actually, like, okay with, like, the original, like, Saw films, I guess. I'm not gonna watch it all the way, though, because it's actually very gruesome and all that stuff, because if you haven't watched Saw, then obviously it's not gonna be great for you. But for just understanding the plot and lore and all that stuff behind, like, like Saw and all that stuff, like, I'm okay with it, I guess. There's definitely, like, a lot of, like, horror, gory bits that I wouldn't really watch and endure, but for, like, the most part of the movies are actually fine, I guess, to consume. There was a recent movie that I didn't fully watch, but I do remember seeing some scenes from. It's from A24, if I remember. I think it was called 𝗦𝗏? Yeah, 𝗦𝗏, which is like, like some sort of like story related to like a cult in Sweden and stuff like that. I haven't really watched the full movie because I think like halfway I got kind of bored or something like that. But those types of horror over there is something that I can kind of endure, I guess. And somewhat enjoy it. I mean, the cinematography is actually pretty good, but yeah, that's sort of the horror that I kind of like, sort of endure, I guess. But like jump scare horror, sun fried horror is just very annoying. Like, I always get jump scared very easily, if you can tell by like sub alerts happening sometimes, and I just don't like that. But when it comes to like sort of like slow like horror like that, that's something I kind of, yeah, I can kind of endure it. I don't know if I would really enjoy it though. There are some horror films I like, but yeah, I guess that's sort of the taste that I have, I guess. But I really hate when there's like, those horror films that just have nothing but jump scares and all that stuff. It's just really, like, it's just annoying. I just don't like it when there's like a sudden loud noise or a sudden like jump scare moment in the film, and I just get like completely perked up and very tensed up. Like, bruh, I just want to enjoy the film. And some horror are actually, like, some horror films are able to be pretty horrifying, but also, like, pretty ironically chill in terms of, like, their plot and setting and all that stuff. Other filmmakers, though, they just really want to just throw a crap ton of jump scares at you, because, yeah, jump scares are funny, right? No. It's not really gonna make it more enjoyable, though. Alright. Alright, let's see here. So we're just getting a little bit of extra XP. This poor diamond shovel has a little bit of durability loss, so there we go. Alright, let's examine our options. We actually have a spare Silk Touch book here if we want to utilize that, so we can probably use that for all of our pickaxes. So what we have here is the Silk Touch Boy. Let's put this onto here, which is more cheaper. This one's more cheaper. Cool. So we got Silk Touch Boy over here. We can theoretically make another Silk Touch Boy out of here. I believe if we add these two together. There we go. And the anvil's gone. Rest in peace, anvil. I mean, I have like spare anvils anyway, so that's all good for me. Bloop, anvil. Very good solution, I guess. So we got 1, 2. Did one of my freaking like pickaxes suddenly disappear? Did I throw like a pickaxe? What? No, it's over here. I'm blind. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. 5 pickaxes that are able to be silk touch and stuff like that. Let's see if we can try and make another one out of our box of crap, I guess. I mean, it's not crap, but it's like full of like stuff that I don't really would prefer in my stuff here. Oh, I wish I had like an efficiency 5 ready like pickaxe here, but I don't. So that's gonna what it be. That's what I would call a huge nuisance. I don't know if it's actually gonna be more efficient if I like add that to that. Would that be more efficient? Alright, there we go. Silk touch and efficiency 5. This is going to be pretty expensive. Add efficiency 5. And there we go. We got 4 pickaxes with silk touch 5. Or efficiency 5 and silk touch. Alright, let's see. Mending. Let's put mending over here. Just for sakes, I guess. I do still have like a spare silk touch though. So let me see if I can try and get 5 spare silk touches ready. So let me just grind some more not ender pearls, but more endermen, I guess. I mean, saying that aloud, I just realized how whack that is. What's all this endermen, like, just trying to, like, escape onto the leaf platform doing? That's why I kind of want... that's why I'm tempted to get rid of this, because it just doesn't really make sense after a while. But then again, like, a lot of people were kind of, like, tense whenever I was, like, flying over to my enderman farm back in Season 6. So I might need to build like a bridge just in case, you know, like the Elijah durability is close to being gone or my firework supply is almost gone and all that stuff. But that's gonna take so much time. I don't even know if it's gonna be worth it. So yeah, I don't know. So anyway, I'm just gonna slowly kill off all these enderman boys. That's all going over there. Throw this down. No, don't throw this down over there. Don't let me pick it up again. There we go. Throw this down over here. And throw this down over here. I have no idea what else to talk about. And my nose is catching on. And then I'm screaming right now. Frick. Because normally in the mornings I don't usually have like my nose acting very weird, but whenever I go live, yeah, it acts super stupidly weird. Gotta love my nose. Alright. So what I can probably do is combine these. This with, I'm not gonna want to utilize all of my efficiency 4 books here just yet, so I'm gonna add these 3 together and hope for the best, I guess. I really need to get some more mending after all of this. Oh boy. Alright, efficiency 5, and then we add this. There we go. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 silk touch pickaxes, which I don't know if that's gonna be enough for us to like fully excavate the small area that we're working on, but I think it might actually be enough. In some ways, I think. Alright, we'll just store this back over here. And we'll head back towards the spawn region. And do some more, do some more excavation stuff. I cannot speak properly anymore. Holy frick. Wee. Yeah, I'm out of ideas what else to talk about. Alright, anyway. Down we go. And it's nighttime, of course. But yeah, everything seems to be pretty much smooth here, I hope. Hopefully the stream is going to be like aligned correctly. Alright. Not my stream, but my freaking bloody like mic is going to be aligned correctly. Might as well get some spare creeper boys over here as well, because I do need some more. I also don't have this on. That'll be very important for us. Let me just quickly get some more gunpowder around here while we're at it. At least the wolf over there is just vibing, so that's pretty cute. Alright, prepare to get bonked, you idiot. Anyone else? Any more pickles that I haven't bonked yet? And they all probably despawned. That's all good, though. Look at that little doggy over there. Alright, anyway. Back to doing some more excavation stuff. I need to probably store the pickaxes, because ideally I don't want to keep them in my inventory. Mainly because I want to utilize it for storage for all the stone that we're about to mine, so it'll be ideal to keep it somewhere else. God, I wish I could organize this so much better. Anyway, there we go. Utilize that. Dump all the gunpowder. I definitely wanted to take a look at my sugarcane farm again after this, but so far I don't think there would be any major changes. Alright, doing the mining stuff. Well, it's a perfect timing in the music, I guess. Should I share that one of my ideas for what I want to do in this world is kind of like replicate the sort of like feel and look of what Chaos Island is in Sonic Frontiers? I mean, and then again, I would probably do like a lot of modifications to that idea, so I don't know if it's really going to be that much of a difference. Alright, destroy all these things over here. Gonna keep mining around through here, I guess. Alright, there we go. I always love listening to these tracks. I'm still waiting for the vinyl versions, vinyl like disc to arrive, but it hasn't been shipped yet. But I'm pretty excited to just listen to this, just nothing but vinyl. All right, looking pretty alright so far. I do see a few like gravel and dirt layers that we might need to like dig up and then fill in with like a stone layer on, but overall it's not too bad, I think. Yeah, I'm tempted to try to lower or like remove the surface layer of like stone and stuff like that with like stone brick and replace it with stone brick or something maybe. That way it looks a little bit more interesting, but at the same time I don't know if that'll be good or not. Maybe concrete, actually. That might actually look a little bit more cooler. Or if I want to be like... Excuse me, my nose is really trying to like destroy my life. But if I want to make it even more hardcore and more like, what's the word? Spawn-proofed, I guess. I can just like cover the entire layer of like stone with like glass instead, or just remove the surface layer and then just cover it with stone. But then again, that probably would be a bit too overkill, I guess, in some ways, but who knows. I could probably like that, but I also would like it just to be torched up, maybe, so who knows, just a lot of ideas I can think of. At least we're probably not going to run out of stone anytime soon. Or dirt, really, for any major builds, so I'm going to be happy with that, I guess. Also, a little bit of heads up of an incoming ad break to those who are, like, watching this without joining the Fox Squad just yet, or those who are not yet subscribed to Twitch, or what the frick am I saying? Yeah, haven't joined as like a subscriber or anything like that, or not a Twitch Turbo user. There's a little bit of a heads up about that. But an ad break coming up. Are you going to keep it flat? I mean, the main purpose of this perimeter is to make it as flat as possible. Or flat overall, so that way we have a nice sort of clean area or flat area to work on like farms and other like stuff that I want to do, and maybe also experiment with like excuse me, some farms or mechanisms that I want to add to like builds. For example, if I want to like test out like an automated door or something like that, having this flat area would actually be pretty beneficial for knowing knowing if there's going to be any problems that might occur and stuff like that, instead of having to rely on like a separate world. I mean, it would probably be less like ergonomic or not ergonomic, efficient in some ways, but it kind of just keeps with like the hardcore feel, I guess. But who knows? This will be a nice area for us to test around with like ideas as well, and also sort out some basic things. Maybe. I actually have no idea what else to say, honestly. Alright, here comes the ad break. Alright. And to those who are about to say, like, oh, why are you filling in, like, blocks that are about to be mined anyway? I have probably like a very mild case of OCD. And as a result, if I see anything that's just empty, I would just fill it immediately if I don't want it to be there. Unless it's big enough. If there's too much work to deal with, then I'm just not going to bother. For example, if like a creeper explodes and stuff like that. But if it explodes around here, I would definitely fill it in, because it has to be flat. But then again, stone does absorb a lot of the blasts from like creepers, so who knows. A lot of coal deposits though, which is pretty nice, I guess. Alright. Just slowly mine in like a nice circle like this. That way you're able to mine multiple blocks at the same time. I think that's probably the main reason why like Swift Sneak might be a bit of a problem sometimes, that it often goes way too fast compared to like normal sneaking, so you aren't able to do stuff like that, I guess. But who knows, it's down to like multiple purposes, I think. Which makes me really tempted to make like multiple different netherite armor sets. Really, if it just down to like different like build locations and all that stuff, or not build locations, but like build purposes. If I like need to excavate stuff, it probably would be better to excavate while wearing like non Swift Sneak pants, I guess. It's hard for me to describe, but it probably would make my life a little bit a little bit more easier if that was the case. Can't talk properly. Also, the poor album art is just very small, but I think that's like a measure I believe Tuna has to make sure that the entire stream doesn't crash. But it does get kind of annoying if it's like continuously playing and it's just not updating the thing properly. Don't like Swift Sneak? It makes you feel like you're not crouched? I mean, the thing that makes me like know that I'm like not crouched or not is the subtle movement, or like the camera movement and stuff like that. Like that's like the indicator that makes me feel like I'm being crouched or not. So I guess if you're like focusing on speed, that might be like some sort of like cue for you to think that you're sneaking or not. But usually it's just the movement up and down, and also being able to like go out towards the edge of a block that gives me the cues to tell me that I'm sneaking. I don't usually get like that sort of like fearful cue that I'm not sneaking though. But yeah, then again, it's down to like what cues do you have. I don't really share that cue, so that's the reason why I'm pretty okay with it. You're like a tunnel boring machine at this rate. Alright, there we go. Okay, I just have to quickly dump all the rest of the blocks that I don't need. When did I get like a lapis block removed? Huh. Anyway, I kind of want to keep like anything that's like valuable, like lapis and coal anyway, so we'll keep that then. So I should probably also store all the coal blocks I've been getting, so that way we can just mine them later on. So there we go. At least we're not going to run out of coal any time, I guess. Until we need to do like a lot of smelting for something. Alright, pick up all the leftover stone here. This place is going to be very like unrecognizable from like the original Seed sort of like look. The poor terrain. Okay, now we got some gravel here. We can all piss off. Jesus Christ, how long is this bloody gravel area here? Alright, anyway. I'm just not gonna think too hard about that. Alright, there we go. Nature not good, we're building industry. We gotta terraform the land so that way it can shape to our image, as, you know, humans have done in the past. Anyway. I mean, once you're in the late game, you basically become the like the terraforming sort of expert to the world. Or no, you become the terrain generation yourself. God damn it, I was trying to make it sound like very funny and smart, but I failed. Hey, by the way, Jamie. Hope you're doing pretty nice so far still, mate. Who needs a natural generation when you become the generation? There you go. God, my nose is really trying to, like, choke me in so stupid ways. What the frick? Would I ever play Genshin Impact? Probably not, no. I don't think it's mainly because I don't like the game. It's mainly because, like, I feel like in the progression of the game, it gets kind of tedious. I feel like a lot of people have, like, no, I don't think that a lot of people express that, but, like, it feels like the game is, like, open in the sense that it's really enjoyable, but in the sense that if you want to really fully enjoy it, you'll have to spend so many hours on it. And plus, I don't usually want to, like, stick it to just only being a mobile game. It looks really good for a mobile game, but, like, at the same time, yeah, I don't know. Probably not, though. It's PC as well? I don't think I've heard of it being for PC, but I'll double check. It's, as far as I've heard, it's only been, like, available on, like, mobile platforms as far as I know. Yeah, it's also PC. I'll double check that, I guess. But then again, that will make it kind of weird in terms of, like, how it's optimized for performance. If I learn anything from, like, any sort of mobile platform stuff, Minecraft Bedrock, there is definitely going to be some very wacky things that might happen. But yeah, if you start to mix mobile and, like, other stuff, it might get a little bit interesting. But yeah, I'll double check stuff like that. I think you will like i5, so what do you mean i5? Anyway, let me just go and why the frick did I forget this layer of dirt? Huh. I have absolutely no idea. I literally left this entire pile of dirt behind for some reason. Did I think that I was about to end over here? I'm so confused. Why did I leave all this dirt? You really had to do bedrock like that? I mean, it is still unfortunately the truth in terms of, like, Minecraft performance. I mean, I think it's actually, I don't think it is the main source of inspiration, but it's also the main reason why Hytale has been delayed for, like, quite a long time. Is that if they were about to, like, start planning for, like, future expansion, you know, cross-platform and stuff like that, ideally, you don't want to go in the through the same pathway of whatever freaking Minecraft Bedrock has to deal with. Like, Jesus Christ, it's such a nightmare to turn from one line of programming to another line of programming and pray to God that compatibility and all that stuff works. Anyway, let's go and pick up all the leftover waste blocks. Alright, get rid of all the ores I left behind. I'll definitely take some of the iron ore. Why is there only one iron ore over there? What the frick? Why there's only one iron ore? What's your favorite character of all time? Like, in general? Like, out of all, like, any sort of franchise or anything like that? That's painfully hard. Like, I don't think there really is one specific character that I would say is my absolute favorite. Like, yeah, I don't usually have, like, an absolute favorite character of all time. Zhongli, I mean, that's good for you, I guess. I actually don't know who they are, so I'm just pretty much, like, out of the loop. But yeah, like, all time, though. Or, like, of all time, that's... yeah, that's difficult. And then again, I'm also very bad at picking favorites, so... when it comes to, like, people saying, what's your favorite something, I'm just gonna be terrible at, like, choosing something. Out of what you played. Again, it's hard. I played a lot of games. A lot of different games. Some of them I vaguely remember, some of them I really remember, and it's hard. It's hard for me to figure out. All time saying it's always the big three, Mario, Sonic, and Pac-Man. I would say, like, those three choices nowadays, I don't think it's actually as relevant as it is today, I think. I think with like yeah, I don't know if that's still like I think people would prefer. I mean, I know for a fact a lot of people would like Mario, Sonic, and Pac-Man, but I don't think that sort of like interest is still there, or not interest, but like the same sort of like list is the same. I think there's going to be a lot of characters that other people would also enjoy as well, but I'm clueless because I'm not really much of a person that likes picking favorites. All right. Nowadays, those games are kind of. I mean, have you not seen the recent like Mario and Sonic games? I mean, I think that yeah, all the recent titles from like Mario and Sonic, both Sonic Frontiers and like I think the Mario Rabbids like Ubisoft sort of crossover thing, those were like well acclaimed as far as I know. So they're better than dead, way better than dead as far as I know. Pac-Man though, I think they're actually planning to do like some sort of like a later series launches later on, or maybe they did that last year. I can't remember, but I remember like Bandai Namco already like saying some sort of release for like other Pac-Man related titles. Would you ever play Minecraft with your followers? Depends. Like if it's like a viewer SMP, then maybe. The biggest issue with like a viewer SMP is really moderation, and I don't know if I really have the manpower or really the sort of tools available, and also the cost as well, or like the cash to like also operate the server properly to make sure that everything goes well. Because the last thing you ever want is someone just doing nothing but like very building phallic objects all over the place, or being an absolute prick and stealing stuff. Because I think that was the biggest issue with like the previous viewer SMP that I had. I think it was only subscriber only, but the previous one that I did run had like a lot of like people stealing issues and all that stuff. It was such a nightmare to deal with. So if I wanted to make another viewer Minecraft server or something like that, I would probably do it properly and spend some good time researching on the best practices, or not just the best practices, like the best way of like getting to be well optimized and stuff like that. I mean, I know a lot more about like knowing how to like properly like operate and run the server nowadays, but I also realize how much of a big freaking pain in the arse it is sometimes as well. So yeah, and I'll have to do it properly, which would take months of like both research and like hiring and all that stuff, because I would definitely need people to like help with like making sure nothing goes horribly wrong. All right. Anyway, going around through here and make sure everything is all good. Do you play Fortnite? Nope. Ironically, ever since Fortnite has, I mean not ironically, but ever since like Fortnite was ever like released, and I remember seeing the first images of Fortnite on like my Twitter feed, I was like, what the frick is this 𝗏 image? Why is everyone asking that to be like a workshop mod for a game that I'm trying to play? Like I remember when like it was first released, I was just really not interested in it at all. But anyway, yeah, I would never really play Fortnite whatsoever. I just paid my college funds. I'm poor now. I mean, big pog that you're able to pay your college funds unless you're in debt. Then good luck in life, I guess. But if you don't have any student debt left, then that's pretty pog. I wouldn't really see like not being able to pay any more student debt being very poor though. That's really a big pog then. Oh, you're not doing university. Okay, that's gonna make things. Wait. So you're paid your college funds, and you're not doing university. So wait, where are you exactly based down from? Or which country are you in? Because if you're not in the United States, because I know for a fact most places don't have. In the U.S. Okay, you are in the United States. So wait, so it's. I guess there's like different colleges and stuff like that, but that's still technically student loans. But yeah, my brain. I'm trying to like comprehend how the system works again in America. I guess it's different in different states, I guess. But in general, like this is post-secondary school education or post-high school education. But now you fully paid your debts for going to that post like high school education. So is that technically still? I think it's still technically student debt then, but you're able to pay it off, which is really good, unless it's something else entirely. In that case, I'm still confusion. God, the freaking blade education system in the United States is so janky and weird. Alright, anyway. Should I stay up during day 199 so we can go through day 200 from a sunrise? I don't know if that's gonna be really like much of a milestone, really, especially as me being someone who survived more than like 7,000 Minecraft days in the previous long hardcore world. So I have no idea. I mean, so far this world's already surpassed season 4, so that's already an accomplishment. Anyway, I probably would just stay up anyway. I would need some more gunpowder. What other things do I want? There really isn't much things to talk about, though. I might have ideas of what to talk about anymore. That's going to be lovely for me. Anyway, let's see if there's any creeper boys that we can try and like deal with. Why is there just 2 skeletons over there just vibing? That's a good sign. Alright, so let's see here. 3 item slots for us to just do nothing but pick up gunpowder. Now you can almost update your caption. What does that mean? Anyway, also isn't like 8 in the morning in New Zealand? You can take a look on the bottom right. It's currently 10 a.m. here in New Zealand. Also, speaking of captions, I almost forgot. I forgot to like say that I finally like I'm breaking into like the short form like content category once and for all. AKA I'm already posting like a lot of like not a lot, but like some of the Twitch clips onto like both TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts, and or YouTube in general. I'm not gonna say YouTube Shorts. It's such a stupid freaking thing to deal with. But anyway. But yeah, there's already like if you take a look at like my Twitter account, there's already links out there. I'm already like already posting towards like the first clip on those short form channels, I guess. I am so bad at promoting these clip channels. I mean, I kind of want to just make them like gradually like grow on their own. I don't really want to promote it too much because mainly it's already clips that people already watch sometimes or something like that. But like at the same time, it's just whatever. Oh, change the title. I mean, should I bother? I mean, I probably would just for like the sake of like consistency. So maybe I would change the title and stuff like that. Anyway, do you have a YouTube channel? Yes. But do I have a shorts YouTube channel? I need to like add the shorts. A shorts like sort of like or a clip sort of like command in the chat later on in the future. So I need to remind myself about that. But in general, I do have a YouTube channel, and from there you can actually go and take a look at the clips thing. But it's better for you just to go to my Twitter account and like scroll down and see what. I mean, you can just search it up on YouTube. It's FoxNZ Clips. Very original name, I know. But pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much like the channel where all the NZ clips are going to be. I don't want to put it on my main channel though, because so far like I want to separate short form content away from like long form content. I'm really that sort of like person that likes to like destroy the growth of one channel, or destroy the growth of one channel because logic. But anyway, but yeah, if you just search up Fox and NZ clips on either Instagram, TikTok, or freaking like YouTube Shorts or YouTube. Why do I keep saying YouTube Short? It's just YouTube. Heaven's sakes, freaking brain. Then you can easily find the Clips channel. I'll have to promote it on Discord, so I need to like tell people to like take a look at that, I guess. Also join the wacky Discord server if you haven't, by the way. ! Discord. Alright, you need to be bonked, sir. You really are bloody annoying. Okay. Where's all the pickles? Like, I swear to God, there used to be like a huge plethora of pickles to like deal with, but now they're slowly getting like endangered, which is whack. Ow. Thank you very much, Beehive. Alright, over here. Get in line for a nice bonking. That sounds very bad out of context. Alright, there we go. Some gunpowder bits. Leave me alone. Okay. That's what I love about skeletons, is that they just don't chill whatsoever. Please tell me that's a zombie. That's just a zombie, thank God. The last thing I want to deal with is like a golden like skeleton again. Ah, the power riptide. Alright, any other boys? There are some other boys, perfect. Also, is it just me, or like, is a flat area over here like spawning less mobs compared to like the more mountainous, or not mountainous, but the more hilly area? I don't know if that's just me or not. It's actually kind of noticeable that the spawning rates are a little bit lower over here. Very interesting. Don't blow up my flat land. Piss off, you freaking spider, I swear to God. You can die, Pickle. There we go. Don't want to accidentally explode and destroy the gunpowder. And doesn't even matter anyway. Oh well. Big sad. Alright, let's bonk these guys. Where are the pianos, like, keys, or... The piano, like, bits very similar to these two tracks. Interesting. God, my throat. Hello. I'm here to get your sulfur. Jesus Christ, that was close. Was I tripping when I saw a creeper over here? I have no idea. I thought there was a creeper right over there. Anyway. Oh, frick off. Where is that baby zombie? There he is. Piss off. Look at all these pickle boys. From both the cliff faces and the plains area. Do not explode right in front of my gunpowder, please. That'll be inconvenient. Yeah, I swear that the mobs are spawning more often on, like, the normal terrain compared to, like, the terrain that I excavated, which is very interesting. I guess because, like, mob spawning is also, like, also dependent on whether, like, the terrain is varied a little bit. Which is why, like, and whenever you, like, create farms, you would have to, like, make a multi-layered design. So I guess that makes a bit of sense. Oh yeah, don't explode over there just yet. Alright, one stack of gunpowder, looking pretty nice. It feels great not to, like, have to, like, hunt down discs anymore. If you place blocks, mobs don't spawn? Is that a thing? I mean, it probably depends on what blocks you place down, similar to, like, Java, but I don't recall it's that. If you place down certain blocks, they will not spawn on top of it, but I'm not too sure about, like, them not spawning in general on player-placed blocks. Also, Mini Dude. How you doing, by the way, Mini Dude? Welcome to the Fox Army. Hope your day's been... Excuse me. Hope your day's been doing pretty nice. Excuse me for that burp. Jesus Christ, my stomach is trying to explode again. I only ate bacon for breakfast. Okay, and... Oh wow, so much damage. Thank you very much, creepers, I guess. Ow. Excuse me, thank you. Ow. Appreciate the momentum for, like, shooting me, though, skeleton. Alright. Bonk. Oh, frick off, you stupid baby zombies. It's almost trying to, like, have the... It's almost as if the game really wants me to get 𝗏𝗟 today. Oh my god. No. The answer is no, game. I do not want to. I think we already countered, like, 𝗏𝗟's baby zombie earlier. So we already denied them multiple times already. Alright, bonk these guys. Who else is still left? There's a witch over here. So that might be used for gunpowder, but I also don't care. Where's the pickle boys? There's two pickle boys. There we go. What the frick was that? Jesus. That spider literally, like, went on top of me while I was about to fly. That is whack. Also, there's some dirt bits over here that I missed. There you go. Alright. Jesus Christ, this guy has punch. Yeah, just use the friendly fire for a bit. Frick your stupid bloody punch bow, you piece of shite. Alright. And the sunlight's back here. And the mobs are not going to despawn because it's also raining, so... That's lovely. Where's that wolf when I need them? Or anyway. That's always lovely to see then, I guess. I'm just gonna have to, like, despawn them manually. But yeah, one stack in 41 gunpowder, which is really nice in terms of, like, gunpowder stuff. I don't know how to say stuff correctly. But still, pretty pog. I think that actually is... I think, yeah, definitely the rates are way better compared to, like, my small plains area next to season... my original base in Season 6. So I would have killed to have like these raids of like killing creepers back then if I was trying to like get like early. Well, it was actually technically late game gunpowder, but I was lazy at like using the creeper farm. All right. Anyway, back to doing the excavation stuff. Here you are. I'm actually gonna like see if I can breed. Not breed. It sounds whack. See if I can try and like tame you, because you're a good boy who's been trying to kill like a lot of like wacky idiots in places. So I'm gonna give you bone. Where'd you go? I'm gonna give you bone. Yeah. And he doesn't love me. Okay, never mind. Sad. Sad I don't get love. Speaking of like taming, I also need to tame a lot of cats as well, because I need to build a creeper farm, and obviously the best way to make a creeper farm or some way is to put in a lot of cats. So yeah, I'm gonna need to do a lot of cat breeding later on, which is something that you should never say out of context, but here we are. Alright, not picking up any more stones, so let's go over here. Always love listening to this tracks. Almost filled in, so we'll dump everything over here. Might as well label this as also stone as well, because we're about to like occupy that space later on. Did I not put like I think I must have like removed the item frame from this poor like chest area here, because it's supposed to be like a birch freaking chest, but I accidentally placed down a shulker box in front of it. So that's gonna be kind of awkward. Sorry about that, I guess. Alright. Oh well, we'll at least know what that's gonna be. Alright, fly down over here, then mine up all these areas. Is it just me, or is it much more faster just to like mine like this compared to like mining it like multiple layers? But then again, I guess it saves more time if we mine in multiple layers. Can you play my new favorite song? I mean, depends on what the song is. Highly doubt that I would play it though. I mean, there is a music review thing for a reason, but yeah, it depends really. Fong music, no. I really don't get the vibe of why people like enjoy listening to it so much. Like it's a track, but like, do people just enjoy it like listening to it ironically? It seems to be a very niche sort of like music taste, but I guess like for a lot of Gen Zers, it's amazing, I guess. It's 𝗏𝗍 music. Well, that really says it all, huh, with the description of what the music is. Oh, boy. When someone describes a music to be 𝗏𝗍, that is a telling sign of the quality of its audience. Alright. Anyway, for a lot of Gen Zers had me dying. I mean, isn't it not accurate though? I mean, then again, I'm also a Gen Zers, but then again, I feel like there's like multiple classes of Gen Z, because I'm definitely not like the sort of stereotypical like person who's Gen Z though. I feel like more like closer to like more like the earlier like stage of like Gen Z, I guess. They were like, I don't know how to describe it though. I'm like, I feel like, well, okay, I have no idea honestly. Like, I'm still like part of the Gen Z like sort of like class of people, but I'm sort of like in the last band of people that are also part of like the millennial group, I guess. Because I feel like I'm able to relate more to people who are millennials compared to like those who are Gen Z. like very, very like stereotypically Gen Z in behavior. 18-year-olds or something like that. I don't know. Anyone who's already like above 18 right now is, well, technically still Gen Z or something. Actually, no, what's the word? Like, I guess it's because of, like, I grew up with like a lot of people born in like the early 2000s and late 1990s. I think that's the reason why like my behavior isn't really like focused or skewed towards those who are like stereotypically Gen Z. I know like other people that are my age that are also stereotypically like skewed towards the Gen Z stereotype and all that stuff. But for me personally, I'm more like aligned towards those who are millennials and all that stuff, mainly because I grew up with people who are like I think millennials anyway. So I guess that kind of makes sense for why I'm like not in that sort of band of people who are Gen Z. Anyway, that's not me anyway. Yeah, fair enough, I guess. But I think that's personally me, because yeah, I just don't like or relate to any of the most stereotypical sort of behaviors that people in like my generation would not really follow. So it's just kind of bizarre for me. But then again, if it's because I like grew up with like a lot of people who are like born in during the millennial phase or whatever like that, or those who are like born in the 1990s and 2000s, then that could actually also make a lot more sense. Like, despite being a person who's Gen Z, I still remember seeing like a lot of millennial or very like I think like post Gen Y stuff, I guess if that's the right word. Like I was able to be old enough to see like, you know, Windows XP being used on a modern machine, and like also handling computer stuff like in the early years. I can still remember when I was like able to utilize some very old like computer hardware, and then here we are playing very wacky computer games. Like, yeah, it's super bizarre how to describe it. I hate massive baggy pants while a lot of Gen Z wearers wear them. Depends really, I guess. Yeah, but I think that's mainly fashion taste. I'm mainly talking about like behavior-based stuff as well. So it's not just limited to like you know, watching it, like being a person who likes making TikToks and whatnot. It's mainly also just the behavior, and also like the sort of stereotypes that also kind of come with it. Like millennials are those like always treated as those who are lazy and those who are like, you know, always slacking all of the sudden when they are in reality like overworked in some ways, and also like kind of like relinquishing from like all the traumatizing stuff in the early 2000s and all that stuff. But yeah, I don't know how to really describe it, but like it's those things I would say kind of like define the sort of like characteristics of either generation. But then again, even the millennial and Gen Z sort of thing is completely arbitrary. There's no scientific proof that there is like a huge division, but I think there is like a huge behavioral division between generations, I think. But it really varies a lot. Alright, anyway, let's keep going over here. Really I don't think they're really moody. I think the major overall characteristic of people who are Gen Z are people that are already used to like digital-based like workspaces and stuff like that. And as a result, one of the major characteristics I think is really like a much more shorter attention span compared to like think of it as this example. Like if you look at like older Minecraft YouTube videos, they're well like over 10 to 20 minutes long. Depending on what video you watch, but nowadays you are able to watch, I mean, it's not the length actually, because even like nowadays YouTube videos can also be 10 to 20 minutes long, but the cuts and sort of scenes of each video are much more shorter in length nowadays compared to like back in like 2010 or 2008. Like, because I know for a fact there's like a lot of like YouTube videos in the early stages of YouTube that are also like 8 minutes long, 20 minutes long, but the biggest differentiator I can think of is that the YouTube video scenes and cuts are much more shorter and much more quicker nowadays compared to like stuff in the past. They're trying to make, like, what I feel like is that people are trying to make the videos as dense as possible with like stuff to do instead of like letting it breathe, and that's something that I don't like. But then again, that is something that people from like the sort of Gen Z sort of like not stereotype, but also like characteristic, I guess. So those who are like leaning towards like people who are Gen Z, it's also something that are like fine or into in some ways. Otherwise, TikTok would not be able to explode very rapidly and all that stuff. And also, MrBeast would not explode rapidly, and other YouTubers who make very quick edits. I've never been a big fan of it, of course, because I always prefer like making long cuts, or like cuts that make it like make the scenes breathe as it is, unless it's like a montage. But the problem is everyone keeps making normal videos as a montage. But that's kind of the characteristics of like what a lot of people my age, or not just my age, but a lot of younger people as well, have, is that they always prefer a sort of content, mainly because of both I think it's also like the fact that also like a lot of people younger than me are easy to absorb information, but aren't critical about it as well. Like, I think we're starting to like, how do I describe it? I feel like we're beginning to start adapting to the fact that like information is coming out to us way too fast, and somehow I think the brain, or our sort of like growth, I guess, or growth or evolution as a human race, maybe, I don't know, is beginning to like compensate for that. And yeah, I feel like that's kind of like what's happening right now. Because, you know, whenever I like talk to my parents, like my dad always says like, oh, everything goes way too fast, there's so much new changes in the internet and or like technology nowadays. But like, of course, people who are younger are less phased because they're able to absorb information more quickly. That kind of coincides with people able to, like, younger people able to acquire languages easily and all that stuff, so it kind of makes sense, I guess. But it also is like an interesting sort of like thing to study, maybe, whether like the effects of like the internet and like the information or like information age, I guess, is beginning to like adapt our brains to be much more not sensitive but more compensating for fast information growth or absorption, I guess. And if we are not getting that sort of like fast dose of information, aka like short form content or very dense content, we're just getting bored much more easily. So similar to like a short attention span. So like, I guess that kind of makes more sense in that sort of way. So why am I not fazed by it that much? So I guess it's also like behavioral thing as well. It's both something that like, I think is mainly like a nurture sort of like thing, not like an evolution sort of thing. It's something that like us humans are able to adapt, but not to like born with, if you know what I mean. Which is interesting. Okay, now I'm just talking about psychology now. I really need to like start like honestly, if I have to be like this philosophical and like psychological at this point, I might as well just become a psychologist or something like that. Or maybe I should just talk to people that are in like my university. Maybe they'll probably think about this a little bit more. But I guess it makes sense. Yeah, younger people are more surrounded by technology than elder people. Or like people that are part of like much of our older generations and stuff like that. And the older generations lived in a time where like access to information was very limited, so they weren't able to like absorb a lot more information compared to like others. So, or much more quickly compared to others, so that could be something that also is a thing. Anyway, we're already out of stones, I can't pick anything up. Anyway, we're already past day 200, so oh well. Continuing on the grind, I guess. But anyway, just a nice thought process, or just thoughts about like changes in behavior between like sort of like years of birth and all that stuff. But it also could vary depending on where you live in the world as well. It might be like something that might be important for like a study to do, like in an international sort of sense, where like this sort of effect of like this sort of effect is also being seen like elsewhere in the world, or is it just limited to like developed countries where the internet and stuff like that is more easily accessible? It would probably be just like showing the same effect, maybe. There could also just be a study out there that I should probably look at and search up, and someone probably already like did some sort of like proper study for that, so we might as well take a look at it later on. Also, join the Wacky Discord server, by the way, if you haven't. So that way you get notified of more of these wacky streams in the future. So we can talk even more philosophical, more like wacky topics such as these, where I just ramble on about like some random observations that probably have a very in-depth study somewhere that isn't original, and my ideas are completely trash. Anyway, I should probably just search it up, maybe. We'll see, though. Mine off this. And then mine off all of this. Da-da-da. Yeah, we're doing pretty good, I think. I don't think there really is much to say about, like, excavating stone. Like, what the hell do I even say? What do you think about Andrew like, so far, like, people already talked so much about him, I just don't really give a shite. But at this point, it's... so far, a lot of people already, like, point to him being a very wacky misogynist. So, like, yeah, that's pretty much all I really need to know. If people, like, look up to him and he's being an absolute prick to people, what the frick is the point of, like, still watching him? Anyway, that's 2022 LMAO. What other topics that aren't going to be very whack to discuss? There really isn't much non-wacky topics to talk about. Even if I like bring up some topic, it probably would be very wacky. So yeah, it's just whatever. My throat is still getting gunked up as of like keep doing this. Then again, I think it's still my body reacting to like my freaking bloody like yeah, me just screaming in general. I always guess that cue whenever I like start talking quite often, and I'm screaming right now. The freaking like immunity factor or something like that, some sort of immunity sense in my body just kicks in, knowing that it's just going to be a very annoying experience. Gotta love that. Maybe it's for my own safety, but also like, why the frick are you doing this? Then again, your immune system does have the capability to really ruin your life and your entire body. What did you think of the extreme lockdowns in New Zealand during COVID-19? Do you want to like discuss whether that's a good idea or a bad idea? Oh boy. I mean, the fact that it's political in the first place is really stupid, but in my opinion, it honestly would have been a safer move than letting them just slightly open and then having to deal with like an absolute wacky pandemic issue here in this country, like whatsoever. Like, if you looked at like all the sort of like early situations of like COVID-19 being affected in like Italy, Iran, and like other countries as well, like the UK and other places in the world, and how they like dealt with like a huge surge of like COVID cases as a result of like the virus entering the country. Yeah, it probably would have like destroyed completely our hospital system here in New Zealand. So it will be honestly really, really like a really good sort of measure to make sure that like we just don't destroy it completely. One case in the city, and the city was put into lockdown. The reason why that would be the case then is that that case would have been like already been like traveling to multiple areas. Because think of it, like Auckland was the biggest problem we had already. Sorry, Auckland was the city where like all these major one-case lockdowns usually happen, but it's also a big freaking region. Like, also like forgot to like mention there's an incoming ad break, so a little bit of a heads up about that. So I don't know if I would be able to share this before the ad break comes in, but like it's very often that there's commuters in Auckland that goes from like North or South Auckland to Central Auckland. And I think for the cases, if I remember, there was a lot of like varied cases that happened from like either South, not South Auckland, but mainly Central Auckland, around like either the isolation areas or also like in factory areas nearby. But as a result, they also must have commuted from very far distances. And there comes the ad break, so I don't know if you can hear this or not. But yeah, if we just said, oh, it's just one case, nothing's gonna go wrong, then that one case could easily go to other parts of Auckland. We don't know if they would spread the virus or not, and that's going to be a huge freaking issue. So it would have honestly made yeah, it would make a lot of sense. Why would they have to lock down the entire region in that sort of case? Because if one person is able to like commute from like one place of a large city to another, what the frick could possibly go wrong? But yeah, it's honestly best to be safe than sorry, because it's that or we're all screwed. Yeah, Italy was insane with COVID. Yeah, it was really yikes when I heard those news stuff. Also, 𝗦cije𝗰𝗶𝗹 or just Cuckoo. I don't know if that's how to pronounce your name, so apologies if I completely butchered it. I hope your day's been doing pretty nice though. Anyway, let's destroy all this. I mean, not destroy the stone, but collect all the stone here. Fun and Games is also doing good. Nice. How's it been? I'm doing pretty well. But yeah, I hope you. Yeah, you're doing pretty well, so that's good to hear as well. Fun Games. Alright, lots of copper ore around here. Let me just quickly get some rest. What other things do I want to... What other things that are not going to cause a huge political, like, controversial sort of thing or a reaction in this chat? I have no idea. Then again, I also like to just stick to the chill, like, vibes a little bit. Just finished setting up my Discord bot that I made. Good job. And hopefully nothing goes horribly wrong while still running that thing. I don't know who Zhongli is, so I don't have zero, like, topic ideas to talk about that person again. Hasn't happened yet, okay. But hey, Big Pog is setting the thing up, I guess. Freaking piece of freaking fly or something just hit my neck. Now my body's reacting to me like streaming for quite some time now. It's only been 90 minutes. So, it should not be that bad, but apparently my body says, aha, this is a big nuisance, so suffer, I guess. I don't even understand my freaking body at this point. Alright. Alright, there we go. Have you ever played Minecraft Dungeons? Yeah. I already played like, played like quite a lot of Minecraft Dungeons before. I think I stopped after a while because it was beginning to get very hard and grindy in like the very late game, I guess. Because it defeated like the main campaign and all that stuff. And after a while, it just started to get kind of like repetitive and, yeah, also painful to deal with as well. But I did enjoy it quite a lot. I think I probably would just be playing like a lot of Minecraft Legends though, but we'll see how things would go. Once I get a good PC, I'm gonna start playing some hardcore stuff. Nice. But yeah, hopefully that goes pretty well then. I just experienced surviving in hard mode, so it's time to go even harder. I mean, technically, survival hard mode is basically the same as hardcore, but you'd still be alive, so it's not gonna be too different. But like at the same time, it's basically, yeah, you're just, if you die, you basically lose your world, so good luck with that. But pretty much like the experience would just mainly be the same as far as I know, except for like the fact that you cannot respawn. So yeah, good luck with that, I guess. Alright. Big rip to you, I guess, Jamie. Don't get bored, yeah, easy. Yeah, that's definitely an easy thing to not have to deal with, you know? Just don't get bored, forehead. Like, oh, you guys suffer from boredom? Just don't get boredom. Easy. Imagine we all have that sort of, like, toggle ability to just suddenly not get bored. I mean, then again, I do have that sort of thing, but it's mainly just me just getting, like, distracted by daydreaming and stuff like that. Alright, destroy all this copper stuff. I felt so tempted to build like a TNT duper machine just to make this job much easier and faster. But then again, I don't know if it will be mainly easier to have to like fill in so many craters after all that explosion. So I have no idea. Give me all that coal. Let me see if we can like switch up the playlist a little bit. That's a lot of ambiance music for quite some time now. Let's go to the calm classics, or should I go to the Stay Chillin' playlist? No, I'll keep it to calm classics. I like listening to calm classics, which is mainly all the classic music tracks that I've been keeping that are nice and calm. And the music album art is still not working properly. Thank you, Tuna. Anyway, have I been living under a rock or something? There's blue copper? No, this is just a texture pack thing that allows you to like see like varied colored copper blocks, because you know, oxidation and all that stuff. Anyway, also Kongs, just Kongs. I don't know if that's how to pronounce your name, or Kong GGS. I don't know. How you doing, by the way, though, mate? Welcome to the Fox Army. Hope your day's been doing pretty well. It would be nice to have like in vanilla, but at the same time, I can see a lot of like accessibility problems if this varied ore texture is added to like vanilla Minecraft. So yeah, this is just my sort of aesthetic. It's Con. Okay, I'll just call you Con then. But I hope you're doing pretty nice so far, Con. Yeah, you haven't been living under a rock. It's just people playing with texture packs. But yeah, nothing too different though. Then again, I'm still stuck on 19.2, and there's already been like a lot of like upcoming changes and like later versions of 1.19 that I should probably soon update, but some mods are refusing to update to 1.19.3, so I'm in still so much pain. Alright, there we go. Keep mining through here. Anyway, you have so many followers, I know. And you can guess how many of them are active. Basically 0.1%, which is very sad, but also, like, it's probably also makes sense in terms of, like, other channels as well. Not all of their followers will be active all at once. Okay, let's see if we can get some more stuff here. I mean, Minecraft servers are different than a normal single-player world, so that would make a lot of sense. To put it in this perspective, it's basically similar to like loading a web browser compared to like running an actual game when it comes to like Minecraft servers and single player worlds. That's the only best way of describing the experience or like the performance between those two things. Like mobile game, or like not mobile game, like a browser game versus an actual hard like built-in computer game. Have you ever played Astroneer? Yes, I actually played Astroneer like quite some time ago. I haven't played it in quite a long time, and the last time I played it, I got like a huge like learning shock curve because a lot of things have changed, and the entire like crafting pathway has completely got overhauled, and I had absolutely no idea what to do, and then I got bored and I stopped playing after a while. I probably would come back to playing it at some point though, because it looks very fun, and there's like a lot of like interesting updates as far as I know being planned for it. I can help you, I'll probably figure it out by myself, I guess. If I have the motivation to. Very interesting fun games. I mean, it depends also probably the settings that are also applied to like some certain like graphic profiles. So you might want to like just experiment with the profiles, see what is different or not. Alright. Mine through all this stuff over here. Yeah, someday. I don't know what to play. Welcome to the gamer's dilemma. Don't you love it when you own so many, like, games on Steam, and then you have absolutely no idea what game to play? And if you want to, like, play this game, you're like, I don't know if I wouldn't want to enjoy it, though, and stuff like that. I love that dilemma. It really shows that like owning a lot of games does not equal a lot of happiness. It just makes you like very choice heavy, I guess, when it comes to like doing some actual gaming. Which is a big rip, but also at the same time it kind of makes sense in a psychology sort of thing. Alright, break all that. And we should be good. Let's throw away all this granite here, because I don't really have a place to store them yet. And I probably would just find like other areas to get granite anyway, so it doesn't really matter. If I'm struggling to like figure out what to do in the game, usually YouTube guides are like... It really depends on like the game though. If it's like a creative based sandbox sort of like experience, or I don't know what type of like stuff, then you can just basically look for guides or any sort of like yeah, looking for guides on YouTube or like on Steam would be pretty helpful. Because when it comes to like a lot of open-end games, similar to like I'll throw an example like RimWorld, for example. Like it's a 2D colony sort of like game sort of thing, similar to like Dwarf Fortress. Like once you're in the very like far end game, you start to get a little bit lost on what to do. But through watching guides and challenges, you might be able to find like a few things you might want to like experiment on or challenge yourself on if you want to go for those sort of routes and all that stuff. But it's all just down to what your taste is in terms of like challenges and stuff like that. But yeah, it's also figuring out what you want to like do in the end goal, I guess. You should do some world reviews for your followers. It depends, really. I don't know how to really make a good sort of like organized sort of thing, I guess. And I don't really have like a lot of people that might be willing to like share that or share their worlds, maybe. So who knows? Maybe it might be something in the future, but we'll see. Still struggling to what to do in like Hypixel Skyblock. I mean, that's why the Hypixel forums are a thing, but also there's probably like a lot of things you can do, but it mainly would be beneficial if you play with like friends and stuff like that. Which, do we have that? I don't think so. Yeah, it probably varies quite a lot. Alright, there we go. Get some sleep. Get some spare gunpowder over here, I would say. One friend that I know, and they're always busy. I'll have to deal with that. Alright. Okay, so the beacon range is beginning to like slowly deteriorate now. I think it's because we're mainly getting further away, not because like yeah, we're getting slightly further away because that's how the shore is sort of like designed in some capacity. So we would have to start like moving the beacon a little bit further into the land here at some point, but probably not now yet, but definitely in some point. All right, mine through all of this. Should I make it a little bit more messier to remove, or... Yeah, I'm gonna make this faster. Why are you mining anyway? We're trying to like clear out like a perimeter, so that way we have a nice sort of flat area next to spawn. So you see this glass sort of like structure that I built earlier. Wait, is that like an icon or something like that? Or maybe I'm just tripping. Anyway, it's just a glass and like iron frame mixing together. Anyway, so... pretty much I'm just working on like a nice sort of spawn perimeter, and this glass sort of like structure over there indicates where 0, 0 is, or actually specifically where I spawned in. But it's also at 0, 0, so it technically is the same spot. Anyway, that's basically what we're doing, is just working on like a very flat perimeter for us to start building some farms and whatnot near spawn. And I'm gonna hope it actually looks nice and flat and nice to work in. Because the last thing I ever want to deal with is a crap ton of trees or grass blocks in the way. So that's why I'm doing this. Oh, frick off, gravel. Gotta love dealing with gravel around through here. And also an underwater cave. Or not underwater cave, but also an underground cave like that. I think that's what we call a cave, though, if I say an underground cave. Anyway, Little Nuna 79, if that's how to pronounce your name. Hope your day's been doing pretty nice. And, yeah, welcome to the Fox Army as well. Hope your day's been doing pretty well. Alright, there we go. Think of a random world. What? What do you mean a random world? There's like a random word, then sure, but a random world? I'm gonna make myself a progression guide for Trove. Good luck with that, I guess. Do people still play Trove? I remember it being like heavily advertised, but I don't think it actually ever got that popular. Anyway, think of a random word. Goat. That's all I can think of right now, just a goat. Not like as the acronym greatest of all time, but just the animal goat. Played by lots of people, yet something. So yeah, that's interesting though. Let me try to mine off this top portion over here, because this is going to be a little bit of an annoyance to go through. Here we go. Let's quickly add some stone over here. Yep, looking pretty good. Also, China 1608. Hope you're doing pretty nice so far, China. Why does your name remind me of like how Trump usually says China in some ways? But anyway, I hope you're doing pretty nice though, mate. Anyway, its servers are terrible. Gotta love dealing with that then. I just named my hardcore world that, so good job at having your hardcore world named Goat. Maybe the greatest of all time, or it would literally be a goat. I have no idea. We'll see. Usually I just name my names as 1, 2, or 3 according to each season. Each new world is a season anyway. Ow, my back. I'll make a big goat shrine. Yeah, that'll definitely look good. Alright, there we go. Throw that out. God, there's so much debris here. Anyway, I hope that looks pretty good then, Jamie. Alright, break all of that. There we go. Excavate through here. Hopefully this will look nice. Unless it doesn't, then I'm gonna cry. But it should be fine. Alright, there we go. What other things can we remove from here? I don't think there really is too much. We'll just go through the same sort of process again over here. Let's do 3x3 this time, though. 3 blocks at a time, because I am a person who hates being consistent. Does speed things up a little bit. We'll have to do 2 layers like this all the time, because we already reached the point where the mountain over here is pretty annoying to mine out, so yeah, we'll have to go through this method this time. Alright. Whoops. Throw that. I mean, it's just flint, so whatever. I'm out of ideas of what to talk now. I'm now just like daydreaming about like some random like movie that I just watched earlier, so now I'm just gonna be just phasing out a little bit, just being quiet. So recipes VOD viewers who are trying to watch this thinking that, oh, did Fox suddenly mute his mic? No. I'm literally just not I'm just being phased out. Actually, I'm beginning to like start to like phase out a bit. That is pretty frightening. But I'm just doing like some random like grinding stuff like this. Good luck with that, Jamie. You hardcore world pog. Oh god, I can't speak properly anymore. But yeah, I hope you're doing pretty well. I'll be happy to take a look at your mega base, I guess. I mean, you can always share them in like the Discord server if you want to, so you can send that over there if you want. Yeah, far future, definitely, yeah. That'll make sense. Alright. I also don't have Discord, sad face. Well, but at least you can make a new account or anything like that if you want later on in the future. So that you have plenty of time anyway. Always love listening to this track. Oh, you're too young, apparently. That is interesting. Anyway, we'll see how things go, I guess. I'm very confusion then. Here's a bit of a pro tip. If you're like still getting that error, but if you're trying to log in or sign up through the browser, try and like see if you can clear the cache or the sort of like cookies that are like attached to like Discord and stuff like that. It could just be some sort of faulty sort of verification thing that it's still persisting or something like that. See if that fixes it up, because if you clear out like either the cache or the cookies for discord.com or something like that, it could potentially fix it. Usually buggy things like that usually happen, and it's always really annoying. If that still doesn't work, I wouldn't even rely on Discord support, so I'm not too sure exactly what the next method would be. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see how to deal with that. Can I please get my haste 2 back? Because I really just don't want to like mine this slowly. This one small cave area slowly. I need to move the beacon eventually. I say that all the time, saying that I'm going to do it eventually, but still lazy. Alright, let's move the beacon, because this is going to be really annoying for us to remove. We could probably put the beacon over here, actually. Considering that, like, it's very close to the shoreline, and there really isn't much stone over there. So let's see if we can try and do that once we get the sun to, not set, ideally. Is it just me, or we're getting a lot more, like, sand than dirt? I mean, then again, we digged up a lot of dirt, so I don't know. But the progress is beginning to be much more faster compared to us, like, digging up dirt earlier. So that's an interesting look to see. Look at that sunset. Did I say sunrise earlier? My god, my brain. Anyway, that's a nice looking sunset. Look at that thing go down. Anyway, I'm going straight to sleep, though. Can I just reset the freaking thing? There we go. I have to pause and like unpause for like the album art to like correctly set properly. Very bizarre though. I mean, it's not bizarre actually. It's not actually a part of like the tune's official build, but this helps to resolve the crashing issues. Only temporary though, so we'll see how else we can fix that. Any tops for new hardcore players? I'm assuming you mean tips. I mean, if it's for new hardcore players, it's pretty much just down to like making sure you play on the safe. Not sorry, like if you're like playing on like a new hardcore world, ideally the first thing you should do is to avoid any sort of dangerous or very potentially deadly areas that you encounter, such as like either like ravines, caves that are like pitch black, or yeah, deep caves that are extremely dark, and like anything that just has like a potential for you to just die easily, like mobs or something like that. Like, know to evaluate your risks and know where exactly you're going towards, because you're eventually just going to be in more and more dangerous areas eventually. But like, yeah, just know which areas that are safe and which areas are not, and just go to the safest ones until you get like a good set of like diamond armor. Dark oak forests are fine. Yeah, actually most forests are fine now because the light levels are much more sensitive now for mob spawning. But if you're finding yourself next to a cave, it's ideal you try and like not stand too close to it, because there is a chance that a creeper would just wander right next to you and just explode in your face. That's actually a very frequent occurrence, and yeah, that's not ideal. So yeah, definitely be careful about that. Okay, I'm gonna move the beacon now, so let me just quickly grab a piece of iron. So that way we have a good set of iron ready for us to, actually, I probably put old iron ore over here so I can smelt them later on, or turn into something. That'll be ideal. Alright, let's move that bloody beacon into the location that I set up earlier. This seems... Seeing this flat amount of terrain feels so uncanny. I don't know... Is it uncanny? Is that the right word? It feels very weird. That's all I can really say about that. But yeah, very interesting. Can't wait for this thing to be completely and utterly excavated. It's almost like a chunk error, except it's like not down towards like bedrock, so I don't know how to describe it. 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶𝗹 Okay, anyway, how you doing by the way so far? Oh, sorry, Piss Kink. Okay, anyway, how are you doing by the way so far, Barry Benson, I guess. Hope you're doing pretty nice so far. I am interested to know what the name means, and actually, you know what? Don't tell me what the name means. It's probably best for my sanity not to really get the story behind it, but I hope your day's doing pretty well. And that's all I'm going to really say about that. But yeah, I hope you're doing pretty nice so far, mate. Yeah, let's go around here. I should probably remove the beacon. That'll be wise. Anyway, 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶𝗹, I guess, says, randomly popped onto your stream, but I just wanted to say I hope you make it, bro. I respect your grind. I mean, appreciate it, I guess. Then again, hardcore Minecraft is always going to be a grind for me, so I'm just streaming just to avoid getting bored out of it. Which also, ironically, is also a grind, but anyway. Hope you're doing pretty nice so far as well, 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶𝗹. Thank you, appreciate the things. Anyway, also, I'm doing good. The name means whatever you want. Okay. It's up to my imagination now, which I do not trust. But anyway, but yeah, glad to hear you're doing pretty well so far, though. I'll just call you Barry, because that is probably the best way of pronouncing your name. Alright. Let's see here. All we need to do now is just move the beacon somewhere around here, I believe. As close to this area as possible, ideally. So that way we can cover as much of the area as possible. Or whatever is left of this area as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hopefully my math skills is coming okay. Because if I mess up the count of this will be really bad. The part of the window in the suction is kind of broken, so there's just some more spluttering up because it's raining so hard outside. Big yikes. Is it like, it's been a big raining and snowy week. Big yikes. I'm trying to like remember what that is called. Like I can understand what you mean by like this, like that sort of like seal. I think it's called like a window, not a window seal. That's something different. But like some sort of like window opening seal or something like that. That actually does help to prevent like water leaking in. And the fact that it's not working properly is what I would call a big yikes in terms of like window maintenance. And I would highly recommend, once the rain and snow stop, to have that fixed as soon as possible. Unless no one is able to fix it. Then we're screwed. But yeah, that's a big yikes, though. It's been a big rainy snow week. I mean, we don't have snow here in New Zealand because it's currently summer. But at the same time, we've also been getting a lot of rain here in Auckland. There's been floods and stuff like that here, and it's been pretty yikes. But yeah, big fat yikes. Yeah, I hope it gets fixed soon, so yeah. Hopefully that does get sorted out. I mean, knowing, like, someone as being, like, living in a city that's been flooding on and off as of recently, we just have to wait and, like, weather through the storm. Because, unfortunately, no one really gives a shit about, like, trying to do long-term fixes to this entire place. I live in a country where the weather is very unpredictable, so you never know really what to do. Ireland, says Jamie. I mean, it could be literally any other place in the world, honestly. Here in Auckland, we have a very, like, very common sort of saying for our weather. It's very inconsistent, but it's also consistently inconsistent. So you know that it just does whatever the frick it wants. It'll be raining for like 1 hour, stop for like 3 hours, rains for another 2 hours, stops for another 3 hours, and then rinse and repeat. It can sometimes happen like that, and yeah, life is like that. So Iceland. Yeah, that honestly, Iceland makes a lot of sense, yeah. Iceland having that type of weather would honestly make so much sense, considering it's like surrounded by water, and it's also an island country, and it's also currently winter. So yeah, I can understand that very full-heartedly. Here in New Zealand, it's basically the same thing, except we don't get any snow that much. Actually, if you live in the South Island, you also would get snow, but we also get like a lot of wacky weather. So yeah, gotta love that. Especially during spring, and the weather is just really weird. Lovely. Okay, why is the beacon range still absolute trash? How far is the beacon range? I keep forgetting. So I might have like completely overthought that this range will be enough. I really miss my multi-beacon setup. That would have made my life so much more easier. But oh well. I deserve this. I mean, that's because mainly I'm poor and all that stuff, so yeah. All the beacon powers are fading off way too quickly. Alright. See you later then, Kiwi Bird. Be sure to get some good rest then, mate. Jamie is not a leprechaun. Despite popular knowledge, people from Ireland are not usually leprechauns. They're mainly redheads, though. Anyway. Get some good rest then, mate. Alright, give me that beacon effect. There we go. God, I'm gonna waste so much fireworks doing this because I'm such a freaking idiot when it comes to, like, beacon placements. Poor Jamie. Alright. Fly it back over here. Get the beacon effect, and then fly all the way back over here. Ow. I could just probably build, like, a small staircase, and that would probably still have the same effect, I think. But I have no idea how far is the nearest beacon. Actually, no, I can actually know, because I have an overlay HUD thing that will tell me where the beacon range is. And it is abysmal. Yeah, it's nowhere near close. So, frick. Is it really that far? So this white box is the beacon range. And that is abysmally small for a maxed beacon range. Seriously? That far? Really? Also, red indicates, like, I mean, I know green is for, like, the boundary boxes, but what does the red mean? I actually kind of forgot what some of the bounding box things that I have mean, but yeah, so far white is telling us that's where the beacon range is. It's not great. So we're technically in the beacon range, and then we just walk back over here and keep on mining. Oh, this is painful. Anyway, 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶 says, I haven't been here in like months. Can someone fill me in on the 25,000 blocks of stone that this Foxman is mining right now? I mean, currently what we're doing right now is to flatten off like a perimeter around spawn, so that way we have a nice sort of even area to work on new spawn farms and stuff like that. And also that to your that hardcore world that you saw earlier a few months before 𝗦cie𝗰𝗶, it's gone. it's dead, unfortunately. You can do !S6 to figure out how it managed to be gone. It's a very tragic and sad story. Is it even a story? It's not even a story. It's just sad. Anyway, let's just go over here. Quickly mine this before the haste runs out. I really wish you had like a potion, sort of like a use case for like for haste, but alas, that's not an option. Look at all those pillagers trying to like ruin my life, slowly but surely inching across. Aren't swords useless in Java? No. They still have a use case. It's just that in certain scenarios, if you have an axe, you would probably deal a lot more damage in a PvP fight. But like, still, like swords would still be pretty useful in like a lot of like PvE, like mob versus player sort of settings. Like horde control is much more painful if you use an axe compared to like a sword. Yeah, that's super sad. Mean Man says, wait, are you from New Zealand? Yeah, I'm from New Zealand. If you cannot tell by my bio and my name, I am in New Zealand. Like, it's not purely for aesthetic, guys. NZ means that I'm also from New Zealand. Alright, anyway, let's throw all the stone over here. Okay, because I just used my limited amount of stone on a sword. Yeah, it's not too bad. Old bedrock habits. Yeah, don't worry, like making a stone sword would not really, like, ruin your life. Alright. What other stuff gonna store? Yeah, like that. The axing always confuses me, plus I need to have a hotbar for a specific order, so I need a sword that fits. I would just usually just leave the axe where it is anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. Pretty much, like, what I usually, like, differentiate when it comes to, like, axes and, like, their higher damage and all that stuff is that I always treat the axe as, like, a crit weapon. What I mean by that is, like, treat it as, like, a weapon that you only do crit hits on. So, for instance, if you're, like, right next to a mob, you just grab the axe and then just jump and then fall down and hit. Like, only just treat it as a crit weapon, because using it as, like, a regular weapon where you just hit stuff would just not really make too much sense. So just using it as a crit weapon is just the best use case for an axe. Once you get a better sword, though, then it gets less and less relevant, unless you're trying to deal with, like, other mobs. But, yeah, once you get enchants on, like, your sword and stuff like that, it gets less and less useful. So that's just some pro tips if you're in, like, the mid-stage of the game. Also, you sound very American. That makes sense. My accent sounds a bit American compared to, like, a lot of, like, Kiwi accents, so that makes a lot of sense if that's the case. Alright. How do you pull all the items, in the same sound? At the same time? What do you mean put all the items in the same time? Because I'm also, like, kind of curious about what you mean by that. I have a very important test for you, whatever that means. Also, I can't see any mobs here, says Jamie. I mean, it's not yet dark, I presume? Like, you click the stone and it all went in. That is what we call a keyboard shortcut in Java Edition, where you're able to, like, store all your blocks much more faster by just grabbing a block that is the same kind, hovering over the same block, and then double clicking it. And that's how you store stuff of the same block into a bigger container. The more you know. Okay, anyway. What is a spud? It's a potato. I think it's a well-known sort of, like, sort of slang term in the Minecraft community. You sound American, but not at the same time. I mean, to be fair, I think New Zealand people with, like, a New Zealand accent can easily translate it to, like, a Southern like a southern state of, like, the United States sort of accent. So I don't know. Jamie says, "How did you know?" I don't know. Probably from, like, colloquial or sort of, like, words I've seen on the internet. I know that it's also, like, an Irish, like, sort of, like, slang for, like, potatoes, but at the same time, I think a lot of people are starting to get into that, I guess, or introduced from that. It is Irish slang for potatoes. I think it is actually, like, I think there's, like, a lot of, like, ways that it's spread across. So, like, I think it's mainly because of, like, people from both, like, America, because a lot of people, like, Irish descendancy moved to, like, America because of the famine and all that stuff. And also, like, a lot of, like, internet usage. I think the word spud is becoming to be more and more used nowadays. Interesting, though. It's really interesting. Anyway, it's probably because most people assume you had a more obvious accent. I'm not too sure about that. Well, how you doing, by the way? Always rowdy. And Smile was not here. How you doing, by the way, May, as well? Yeah, I'm not too sure, really. I can't speak properly and sing properly. Alright, I still need to mine all the stone, and it's going to be really annoying because the freaking haste effect keeps disappearing after a while. So, this is the most inefficient way you can ever mine stuff, but at the same time, we are broke. It's either this or I grind wither skulls, and I don't want to grind wither skulls again, knowing how bad our RNG is, so we're just going to result to, like, having to do manual labor in a slow fashion. It's gonna suck for a bit. This is very inefficient, but at the same time, I don't want to move the beacon. The beacon is fine, I believe, for where it is right now. How far are we, actually? How far are we? Oh god, we are not far. Okay, I'm moving the beacon, yeah. I think it's wise we move the beacon by a bit. For the sake of our sanity. Alright. We also dump all this over here, throw this away, and put this back over here. Grab another iron ingot, and we're moving the beacon a little bit closer. This is not ideal. I just died from a creeper. Big fat rip. Welcome to dying to the most wacky exploding pickle in the game. Anyway, should you start a new world or go again? I mean, up to you. I would probably start a new world with a different name, because ideally having it different would be better than the same name. Anyway, good day. Always rowdy. No idea. You just put like a random name generator up or something. I need to like sit properly or put the mic properly in a better position because I'm just slouching now. Garfield, good name. Alright. Welcome to very intensive beacon destruction gameplay here. Where we're like trying to move a beacon after making a huge mistake at placing a beacon in a very wacky spot. I don't even know how close we're gonna have to make it. Whether like the rest of the terrain will be affected whatsoever, but like yeah, this is gonna be very whack. Love that game. It's just fun game. It's amazing. Anyway, we'll see if Jamie's world of Garfield is gonna last as long or longer than the goat, I guess. We'll see. Alright, where the frick would be the best distance for the stupid beacon? Well, I don't want to put it on the other side yet, so maybe like somewhere around here will be ideal. So we'll excavate a few extra blocks to make sure we maximize the coverage as much as possible. And see if that will look good or not. If it doesn't, then I give up, honestly. I'm just gonna have to deal with it. Amazing, Jamie. I named my cat in SDV Garfield, so that's pretty cool. Alright. My brain actually is completely dead, so I forgot what SDV means. Alright. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Stardew Valley, oh my god. I don't think I've ever seen anyone use SDV as Stardew Valley, which is very bizarre. Because I played Stardew Valley multiple times, so, very interesting. Maybe my brain, or I haven't been very active with the community, so that's probably why I haven't seen people, like, use the acronym that frequently. Speaking of Stardew Valley, I should definitely, like, check up if, like, their upcoming, if Concerned Ape's, like, new game, I think it's called, like, something chocolate or something like that. I don't know if that's still, like, having any planned release date, or if he's still working on it in the background. Because, yeah, I'm really out of the loop about anything new and stuff like that. Also, incoming ad break, by the way, just a little bit of a heads up. Because I remember when I heard about the teaser or, like, the announcement of that, Haunted Chocolate, I think it was called, yeah. I remember when I heard about the teaser and seen, like, the stuff like that, I was actually pretty hyped about it. Because I don't think there was really that many games where you become, like, a chocolater and all that stuff, so who knows. I don't think it's actually just the Haunted Chocolater. Wow, okay, so this beacon range just narrowly reaches the area over here. That is painful. Oh well, at least it's closer now. At least we're able to, like, get the effects of the beacon just a little bit more closer, but still. That's, I mean, it's improvement. Better than having to survive the entire way through, I guess. It's better than nothing. So at least we can replenish our beacon effects around here, yeah. So yeah, better than nothing. This is gonna be painful. Yeah, excited for that game as well. Big Pog. I'm gonna make some chocolate. We'll see how things would go, though. Here comes ad break as well, so a little bit of heads up about that. Hopefully Twitch is gonna implement those like upcoming pre-roll sort of things very soon anyway. Also, it's Pi, if that's how to pronounce your name, because 1-3's I and E. Hope your day's been doing pretty nice so far, it's Pi. Welcome to the Fox Army. Get some sleep, pass through the day. It's currently day 206. So far, time is going on a pretty good progression so far. That's not too bad. Alright. Oh, some mobs already spawned in. That's cute. Alright, let me just excavate this last bit over here so that way I do not go insane. Definitely the further you are away from the beacon, the less time it takes to regenerate or something like that. Because that has been very noticeable when we're going in and out of like that area. Alright. You're the first streamer ever to get that right, really? Do people not know how to like read like some like numbers as names, I guess? Like it's P13. Like it's easy to see that it's pi. Anyway, I have to go now. Just took my melatonin and I need to trying to relax. That's no worries then, mate. Hopefully see you next time, Barry, because the rest of the name is kind of a weird state of mind. But anyway, I'll see you next time then, Barry. Get some good rest as well, mate. Numbers and names are common, but it depends on how they're arranged, I feel like. Like, it shouldn't be surprised that people try to, like, say P13 and something like that, but also, yeah, it's also how you arrange it, I guess. Like, imagine, like, people saying PH1LCA for Filza. That is just weird. If it's Filza, like, if you're just saying it like that, I guess it's much easier, but I have no idea. But yeah, it's very bizarre. I mean, then again, I've also seen like people say like nothing but like numerals for some names, including myself, but it depends on how it's arranged. If it's easier for people to like pronounce it, I guess people will automatically pronounce it as it is. So I don't know. I have no idea, honestly. I'm not that great when it comes to like naming rules. So don't take my word for everything. Alright, mine through here. Do. And that didn't work very well. Well, congrats, you've made it. Amazing. Luke says, do you know that, sorry, do you already have a base or are you digging for a place? I would say both-ish. Because technically I did have like a base of some kind, but that's been dismantled a little bit so I can treat the spawn region as my main base of like operations. But for the meantime, we are like excavating areas of like, or like an entire perimeter or something like that to work on like, on spawn farms or something like that. The best way I can describe it is like, think of like a construction site for like a place in the world. And that's kind of what it is, but we're also like using this flat space to work on like spawn farms and other farms and stuff like that. It's hard for me to describe because I'm not very good at articulating building ideas. But that's kind of what I want this area to be. It's just a huge perimeter to work on like farm builds and other stuff, and then turn it into like a construction site or themed site of some kind later on, like industry-based stuff. You're also the official founder of the Gutter Right Club. I highly doubt I'll be suitable for that club because I'll get a lot of name pronunciations wrong from like a lot of other people in the future. So I highly doubt that. Get the leftover stone here. There we go. And then store most of them out. Ah. Alright. Should be pretty much good to go. There's also andesite approaching in, so that's not helpful. But oh well. What else can you do about it? Ah, frick. It's only a joke indeed, hopefully. Alright, there we go. Mine through over here. Yeah, slabs, trapdoors, and stuff for details. I mean, here's the thing though, like, without the slabs, trapdoors, and fences, it's still a pretty, like, solid sort of, like, build in of itself. Just the added detail is just extra, like, stuff to make it look more, like, you know, appealing and all that stuff. So ideally, if you want to get more creative with buildings, just focus on, like, the basic structure. Don't worry about the details at all too much, and just focus on, like, the basic structure, such as, like, how the shape of the building looks and all that stuff, because ideally you would always want to get the basics right before you add detail, and sometimes it's actually better to not always add detail compared to, like, other builds and stuff like that. Only add detail if it actually makes sense, and I feel like some people might get over the top when it comes to detail, but yeah, it's again, it's always good to, like, focus more on, like, the basics and the structure of it, and not worry too much about, like, adding, you know, trapdoors all over the place. And that's kind of the philosophy for my sort of builds, is that I will add detail only if it makes sense, and only once I'm done with this, done with all the basic structuring. And that's basically what most major builders do anyway. They only would add detail stuff, excuse me, they would only add, like, detail to their buildings if the structure and, like, the overall shape of it is right. Because it's more, both from, like, a practicality standpoint, it will also be easier to fix. And yeah, it would honestly it will look much more better if you focus on just the shape of the building instead of, like, just all the detail. So don't be too intimidated by the amount of details and resources that people use. Often or not, we just focus on, like, you know, just working on the basic shape of, like, using basic materials and stuff like that, just to make sure it looks good in size and whatnot. Detail comes last. Alright, anyway. Freaking Enderman stole one of my dirt blocks earlier, so that's why there's a hole in the freaking, like, cliff face over there. So you can thank, probably Jeffrey for that. Everyone say thank you to Jeffrey for ruining this perimeter. I'm kidding, but I probably would fix it. Alright, so now we're in the beacon range. So we can finally go back to full speed, finally. And excavating all of this, stone, but we're about to end stream pretty soon, so I don't know how long this stream is going to last, though. Anyway, I'm being shipped the badge for being part of the God of Right Club, so that's going to be lovely. Do Endermen take blocks that players have placed? As far as I know, yeah, I think. Because I have definitely seen Endermen take away Pod Soul. Like, player placed Pod Soul over an area that I want to be turning into, like, a sort of, like, artificial, like, a Mega Taiga biome. And then all of a sudden, there's just freaking Podzol everywhere, because guess what? Endermen take away also, like, player placed blocks as well, and Podzol is apparently a block that they can take, so yeah. It's really annoying, but then again, if you want, I mean, yeah, it is pretty annoying. I think one of the ways you can probably find a way to stop that, actually I don't know if there's actually a good way to stop that, unfortunately. Because you could disable mob griefing in the player rules, but as a result of doing that, you also would disable creeper explosions. But that's up to you, though, if you want to go for that. It's good for servers, though, I would say, because at least people will not, like, you know, grief the frick out of, like, players' builds from, like, Endermen and creepers and stuff like that. But it's up to you, though. Alright, there we go. Now I just keep destroying the rest of these bits over here. Fast. So fast at picking up stuff using the trident. That feels super nice and satisfying. In a mega base, how are you supposed to notice Enderman holes in mega base until it's full of them like Swiss cheese? Well, you wouldn't really notice it at all, so... Or, preferably, if you want to work on a proper mega base, ideally make it out of materials that would not be picked up by Enderman at all, so... That's also something you can do, but if it has to be made out of natural blocks, then, yeah, you wouldn't really notice it until, like, a pile of, like, dirt is found nearby. So it's up to you and how you can handle that. My guess is once we get, like, a creeper farm sorted out in this world, and then we go AFK on, like, a creeper farm and stuff like that, a lot of Enderman griefing is going to happen underground. It's a very common occurrence that if you go underground after you've been doing, like, a large AFK session and stuff like that next to a farm, say, a creeper farm, Once you go underground, you will see a lot of like dirt debris and stone all over the place, and as a result of like Endermen placing down blocks after a while. It's very annoying, and yeah, it's something just to keep a note of. I think that's actually a very distinctive thing you find in like servers as well. I remember like being part of like a server where like a lot of people travel via the Nether, but as a result of that, if you go to the Nether, you actually would see like in the far distance like a lot of like warp blocks and stuff like that being piled onto like the nearby warp forest. It was super whack. But yeah, gotta love dealing with Endermen, I guess. God, I'm so hungry. I'm gonna be like ending the stream soon, probably in like a couple of minutes. Just so that way I don't have to like resort to like having to take a break and all that stuff, because it's almost lunchtime. It's like an hour before lunch, but I would also like to take a rest before I eat lunch. So anyway, let's see how much work we still need to deal with. How you doing, by the way, dog 1257 or 1257? Hope your day's been doing pretty nice. Anyway, let's keep it to when the pickaxe is about to break and the durability notifier yells at me to stop mining, which probably will last for only like 10 seconds and then, or 5 seconds, and then we'll just stop mining for a bit. Or yeah, before we reach that milestone, then let's just clean up a little bit of the edges here and then let the thing yell at us. Eventually it will yell at us. There we go. So anyway, I'm going to call it for today then, because I don't want to accidentally break this boy. And it doesn't have mending, so that's going to be a big of a problem, so we'll worry about that next stream anyway on Wednesday. We'll just find ourselves some more emeralds somehow, and then just add mending to all these pickaxes, and then we should be fine, I guess. Yeah, the pick is going to break. That is to be expected. So yeah, we need to add mending to these 3 pickaxes, because they're the only ones without mending, and I need to use them, because I need a lot of silk touch stuff. So anyway, that's the progress that we made for 2 hours and 30 minutes-ish of like doing nothing but stone mining, which is interesting, I would say. Very, it feels weird. It looks very weird, and it also looks pretty bizarre. But that's basically how the, how excavation works, I guess. So next stream we'll work on the rest of this, and then we'll also add mending to our pickaxes so we can keep using them. But overall, we're making pretty good progress-ish, hopefully. I would probably actually, like, finish mining this area and start working on farms instead of working on the rest of the area just yet. Unless I need to, like, AFK for something. We could build a creeper farm, and then we can AFK by just, I don't know, digging up stuff around through here, so that way we can still be productive while we're, you know, AFKing for stuff. But anyway, I'm going to call it for today, though. Get some good rest. So if you want to see more of these wacky streams, I highly recommend you join the Very Wacky Discord server, so that way you get notified immediately when the next stream goes live. And if you want to see more of my other socials, also Space Tortoise, and also Ray Jager NZ, welcome to the Fox Army. If you want to see my other socials, go to just go to foxnz.net. On like any search bar or anything like that, foxnz.net, and see my other socials if you want to see other stuff that I have. And yeah, also definitely take a look at Discord server on my Discord server, because you get notifications and all that stuff. I can't do a proper outro, Jesus. Anyway, Ray says, hello fellow Kiwi, how you doing by the way as well, mate? But anyway, I'll hope to see you guys next time. I'm gonna get some rest, because it's an hour until noon, or 30 minutes until noon. I'm starving. I'm not gonna have an early lunch just yet, but I need to get some rest. So I'll see you guys next time. Be nice, be chill, have a good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. And hopefully see you guys again pretty soon on Wednesday stream around this same time, where we'll keep doing more of the mining thing. And we talk about random ass stuff, like, stuff. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Here we go. For the VOD viewers, I'll see you guys next time as well, I guess. I don't know how to end the stream.